Jon Rahm taking home second place in the Century Tournament of Champions a couple weeks ago. So he's plus 500 to win. And the top priced dude in DFS, 11-3. Chaser fade for me here, Reid. Rahm should be the favorite, but you're not betting or playing him in DFS because of the high cost.
Yeah, Chase. I will say though that this tournament, well, I'll tell you the caveat, like 80% chase, 20% fade, because in this type of tournament, when you get 3 rounds, I think you got to be a little bit contrarian in your roster build for DFS. At 500, plus 500 on the odds. I mean, you look at the average odds of the winners here; they're in like the triple digits, right? It's just that's a matter of trends, going towards the longer shots in this matchup because you have a course that lends itself to every type of golfer. Having said that, though, on the DFS side, I think you have to take one of these top 4 guys in the $10,000 and above range, and maybe even 2, because of you can get those longer shots in your lineup, and you're getting 3 rounds. Jon Rahm, by any statistical measure, weighted stats, whatever you want to call it, he is number 1 in the field, and Patrick Cantlay is number 2, and it's like them 2, and then to number 3, it's a far cry. So I like chasing one of these top few guys. And so I don't mind if you wanted to put one lineup out of 10 with Rahm in it, because you can fit 2 of these guys probably because of the type of tournament we have this week.
So Geoff, chase or fade that Rahm should be the favorite, but you're not going to bet him or play him because of the high price.
No, I'm going to fade that because, I definitely think you should play him in DFS. I think there's a bit of a disconnect between his outright odds and the DFS price. Like at 11-3, you've got guys like Scheffler, Finau, Sungjae Im. Look, they're quality players, but like they're not in Jon Rahm's class, and Jon Rahm shouldn't be within like $1,000 of these players in this field. Jon Rahm came out off the rest, just about won the Tournament of Champions, didn't even look like he was trying, and now he comes to this event like with the good start under his belt at 11-3. I feel like you should be 12,000 in this field, right? It's still not a strong field. It's just that like we have Cantlay to prop it up a little bit under him. And yeah, like Cantlay's fine too. I think Cantlay, you could almost make a case a little bit underpriced, but I think Jon Rahm is more underpriced. And I think that DFS wise, you should be starting there and looking to take advantage of people who are trying to build, more balanced lineups. I don't think Jon Rahm will be like not owned this week. He could actually end up being one of the most popular golfers. And I think that could be the case, but the outright department, yeah, you can certainly fade him there. Reid and I always bring this up, plus 500. It just, when you get to these odds on the PGA Tour, there's so much variance, and especially in an event like this where we have seen long shot winners that if he was plus 900 or even 800, I'd probably make a case for it, but not a plus 500. It's just too short.
Last year's runner-up in the American Express is Patrick Cantlay. It's right behind Rahm on the sportsbook and in DFS pricing. So you chasing or fading him this week, Geoff?
Yeah, I'm going to actually fade it. Again, Cantlay came out and had a great week at Maui, but you have to pick and choose here. Like playing Rahm and Cantlay probably isn't really something you can do in a lineup. You could go. It's super contrarian, but I'll fade him just because I'll say, like, I think Rahm is the better play. At 10,900, I would much rather just pay up to get to Jon Rahm, who is still the number 1 player in the world, and I still think is objectively better than Cantlay, although I think that the gap between them is now smaller than it has been in the past. But, we're only getting a $400 difference between them, and that's the big thing for DFS. For outright betting, again, Cantlay under 1,000 now. It's probably just a little bit too short. I think that there's enough talent in the plus 2,000 and plus 3,000 range that you should be taking a couple shots there than necessarily paying down. But Cantlay's fine. If you're not going to start with Jon Rahm, or you just think I'm an idiot and Cantlay is like, a better player, then starting with him at 10.9 is fine, because I actually think he's a little bit underpriced too. I think he should be at least a couple $100 more, but I'll say fade this question because I like Rahm better.
What are you doing here, Reid?
Yeah, I'll go on the other side. I'll chase Patrick Cantlay because if you take a look at what he did last year at this tournament, he shot a 61 on Sunday, and he almost caught Siwoo Kim there. And it was just fantastic to watch Cantlay go on this course. And if you take a look at how the prices are structured, once you get down below 7,000 or 8,000, right, Geoff and Emerson, like it's terrible. Like it's not, you don't really have a lot of, that's terrible. You don't have a lot of confidence with that. I really like a lot of the guys in the $8,000 range, and that $400 can save you quite a bit. You can go to Jeff's boy, Christian Bezuidenhout, and as opposed to someone like a Ricky Fowler, who I think does present some value, but I much rather want Seabez as opposed to Ricky in this type of matchup, because Ricky's probably getting ready for the next couple of weeks, right? Which are tournaments that he really loves. So I'll chase Cantlay.
All right, guys, we got less than 2 minutes to go in the show. Let's get to Russell Henley here real quick, because last week he fell to Matsuyama in a playoff, the Sony Open. It wasn't really a collapse. He just couldn't really birdie anything on the back nine. But at $9,000 and plus 3,500, you're chasing Henley this week to have another good performance, Geoff. He was your guy. You were so close to nailing this.
He choked.
Yeah, he close to back-to-back winners in Hawaii. But, you know, you're onto something, Emerson. I know I've always liked you. It really wasn't a collapse. And I think that's the big thing. I'm not sure if there's going to be a big mental hurdle here. He just couldn't sink a 14-footer over his last 8 holes of the tournament. And obviously, you know, stuck it in the bunker on the par 5. But realistically, he got beat by an elite player in Hideki Matsuyama. I think Henley will come out of this actually pretty well. And I think at 9,000, like, this setup is just like last week. I mean, it favors players with hot irons and can get going with the putter. If Henley can bring the putter again, and sink those mid-range birdies for most of the event, I don't see another reason why he won't just bounce back quickly here. I think that he's a good play. I actually think he's a good bet. His odds here are actually bigger on DraftKings than they were last week. So again, if you can, all it is just getting over the mental hurdle block here. And if, you know, again, if you think he can bounce back here, you're getting better odds to take a shot. So I'm definitely chasing this for at least one more week. You'll see him break through eventually, but there's obviously a little bit more variance involved here just with everything that went on last Sunday.
All right, we have 20 seconds, Reid. You have 5 seconds for your answer.
No, do it. Russell Henley has missed the cut 4 years for like 4 times here in his last 4 events. No, don't do that. Chase Tony Finau, who plays really good on course location.